Commentary by the Township Committee. Ms. Johnson.
Okay, turn on my mic here. Mother Nature has been rather moody lately in terms of the weather, and it has wreaked havoc with our power and our water supply. And I would just like to give a shout out to JCP&L and our township employees, especially Mr. Quinn, from whom I think I probably got 300 emails on the subject of water quality over the last month or so. So excellent job just keeping us you know, in power and with safe, clean water and all the instructions that go with that. So thank you so much. Back to the commentary by the Bayer Corporation representative. This was such a wonderful event that we attended, and thanks for our EMTs and our firefighters and our police. This was totally unsolicited. This was just a corporation being an exceptional example of good corporate citizenship to throw a luncheon for the people that support our town and keep us safe. It was just a really exceptional event. And I think that is, oh, the pool. We are closing in, I believe, on 2,000 members for the Streeter and Ginty Pool membership, and that is, if my math is right, about a 20% increase from last year. And I think
in revenue too. Almost 25%.
Yeah, it's just wonderful. We got so many positive comments about it, and I think maybe there were a couple folks that might have held back a little bit because Streeter was, you know, we're working on it right up to the last minute, and so I think next year our numbers are going to be even better, and everyone is thoroughly enjoying being at the pool. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That's all for tonight.
Thank you. Mr. Nunn.
Ms. Johnson stole my subject matter, which was going to be to thank, even though they're not here, members of the OEM, the police department, fire department, and JCP&L for, you know, really working around the clock to get power back. One of the reasons we've had the representative here from JCP&L is to discuss their ongoing tree trimming efforts. As you can see from many of the roadways and the storms that we've had, it is a necessary evil. I know some people don't like having JCP&L over their property cutting down tree limbs, but we've had multiple outages, thousands of residents without power in the middle of the summer. And so kudos to everyone I mentioned for working literally around the clock. I get the text message updates and emails at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., what the updates are, the water issue that we had. So thank you to them.
Thank you. Mr. Mancuso.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Johnson and Mr. Nunn, for taking my topics away from me. But I just think JCP&L plus our local people have done a spectacular job considering the 10 days of bad weather. And I'd like to just, again, point out what a great job I think that the Bikes for Kids and Mr. Nunn did to arrange getting those 160 bikes.
It's awesome.
That's what
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Sisler.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I apologize for my tardiness to the open public portion of the meeting tonight. There's a VFW presentation that needed my attention. It's something that I've been working on for quite some time. I just saw Tim Neary outside. I wanted to publicly congratulate him on being sworn in as part of our family, our police department's family. It's pretty exciting and great time for our police department. I had attended about 2 weeks ago. I attended a meeting at the Borough of Madison that was hosted by the borough, but also included mayors from many of the surrounding areas, the Chathams, Morristown, Hanover. Sure, I'm leaving somebody out. East Hanover. There was many legislators there from the 25th, 27th, and 21st legislative districts, senators and assembly members, as well as Kathy DiFilippo, who is our freeholder director, as well as a gentleman by the name of John Chase, who is with the New Jersey Department of Transportation. The subject matter was to discuss the intersection of Park and Columbia, as well as the Route 24 corridor that basically runs from that area all the way through down into Union County, where Assemblyman Assemblywoman Nancy Munoz, Senator Kane, and Assemblyman Bramnick represent. We discussed, particularly with all of the build-out construction that has been done in all of the surrounding communities at Park and Columbia, some ideas in terms of how to alleviate the traffic situation at that failed intersection. As many of you know, this has been an ongoing discussion with our town for a while. It's been an ongoing discussion pretty much since the inception of Route 24 and the construction of Route 24. Some of the ideas that came out of the meeting were to revisit some of the on and off ramps that had been proposed when Route 24 was actually being built. Some of those on and off ramps had never been built because of the towns and public outcry of not wanting to have these types of on and off ramps in their particular town. And the reason for the congestion at Park and Columbia, and as you can imagine, is because of the on and off ramp that goes right onto that intersection from the end of Route 24. So we have created, the Assembly and the Senate has written a letter to the Commissioner of the Department of Transportation. They have also asked that we as a governing body, along with the other municipal governing bodies, pass resolutions in the near future urging the Commissioner and the administration to take a look at our proposals and our suggestions, as well as revisit this intersection and Route 24 just in general, to try and make sure that we have some congestion relief at that intersection, but also congestion relief throughout many of the municipalities, which includes the Main Street. I don't know if people have been on the Main Street in Madison and Chatham lately, but it is a parking lot basically due to the fact that there are no on and off ramps in some of these towns, and Park and Columbia has been a failed intersection, but now we're seeing more and more traffic in those particular communities. So we're going to continue to work on that, continue to meet, continue to urge the DOT to do the right thing and try and put something together that would help us. Finally, I wanted to just share the success that we have had with our OEM. We have a program with the OEM that checks on seniors, particularly during storms, something that we've put into place post-Sandy, I think post-Sandy, maybe post-Irene, but in the past 2 months, we have had 3 calls on our seniors that have signed up. It's important that these positives be passed along to anyone that is in your community that might not be on our list. If they want to be, if you feel that a neighbor needs to be checked on, I know the Minutemen do this, but our OEM is also has a list through our Department of Health that will help your neighbors or anyone else that you might see in need. Our fire department received a hazmat grant this week, pretty significant, and that was originated again through the OEM and our OEM coordinator, Dan Nunn, who has been doing just a fantastic job taking our OEM from what it was and transforming it into just a super first-class group of men and women that assist. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Just to piggyback, your comments on the OEM, Bruce, I mean, and the public. The OEM, Office of Emergency Management in the township, is very often overlooked. In fact, most people in the township are not even aware that we have one. And they are there during those major storms. They were instrumental in setting up the command center during some of the major storms, such as Superstorm Sandy, way back when, where we had a command center at the police department. All groups were there and were able to handle those emergencies in a central location. It was all coordinated through OEM. They do a phenomenal job, and they are more often than not overlooked. Just to, and everybody kind of stole everybody's thunder along the way, and me being last, I really had nothing. No, so just to put, and once again, JCP&L, I'm not gonna go through it, but just to put, because I'm a numbers guy, just to put it all in perspective. The night of kind of that first storm that we had a few weeks back, Morris Township has about 8,800, including the businesses, JCP&L customers. 8,800. We got a call after that storm, and there were 7,000 out of 8,800. About 85% of the township. If you're in this room and you didn't lose power then, you are one of the vast minority. So to put that in perspective, 85% of the township out, almost 25,000 outages in Morris County alone. Within 24 hours, everybody was back. So think about, we didn't have back during Superstorm Sandy, although there was more devastation and trees and whatnot on wires, not nearly the amount of people out. And so we've been talking about kudos to JCP&L over the past years. There's no question that they have, they've learned on, as the weather becomes more and more powerful, they've learned how to deal with it better and better. So once again, kudos to those folks. Just a proclamation proclaiming the month of September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in the Township of Morris.